Bears fans, welcome back to Bears Media Co. I am your host Brent C. And guess what, Bears fans? The Chicago Bears, our Chicago Bears, are 7-3, and we are first in our division, coming off of a 1917 win against the Minnesota Vikings, the worst team in our division. We put it down in Chicago Bear fashion yet again, meaning the cardiac Bears are alive and well. And for all the Bears fans out there, I hope you got your prescriptions together, because it looks like this is going to be the next 8 games of just pure, unadulterated heartache, heartbreak, and all that. I can guarantee you this, Bears fans, I will be watching with my medication in hand just in case I need it. But let's get to it. Starting off against the Minnesota Vikings, all I can say is we look bad as usual. I mean, I don't understand. Of course, I've been saying that all season. Why can't we just get good play from our offense to start games and just maintain it throughout a game? It amazes me that from game to game, I should say, from game to game, we are just up and down. And we are going to have to get that handled as we finish up the season. Now, I think I said we got 8 games left, but we have 7 games left. And with the Pittsburgh Steelers about ready to come into Chicago, we need to be on point. Now, I will say this, our running game is looking better than ever, so no complaints there. But in that first half, Caleb, the receivers, they just weren't on the same page for whatever reason. I mean, DJ had a couple of drops, Rome had a few drops, Luther, sure-handed, LB3, Burton, he had drops, and he has been one of our more reliable targets for Caleb. So, I mean, it's got to get better. I don't know if, and we were playing in a dome, so we can't argue about if it was too cold, or the weather wasn't right. We just got to catch the ball. And the tight ends, they proved that when called upon, they will bail them out. Now, that first half, as I was saying, the run game, decent, but the passing game, waited until when? The second half. But one thing that I can say about our offense, we're gutsy. You know, I mean, not gutsy, but we're gutsy. Let me try to find another word. I don't I don't want nobody getting it confused thinking I'm talking about that old guy, right? But our offense is one of those work in progress type things where as a game goes on, you expect them to look better, but it just doesn't happen. And I can't blame the offense for just looking piss poor, because they're not. Even Ben Johnson said some of the play calls that he had in that first half just didn't sit well. You know, Travis Homer getting carries. Yuck. Why is Travis Homer getting carries? I don't know. But I've said it, and I'm going to continue to say it. Our tight ends do it all, and Colston Loveland, I got to say it, his blocking is getting so much better. Now, getting in the red zone. I guess we better just get into it now. Why are we having trouble in the red zone? We try to run it in. We try to run on the outside. I mean, it is so difficult for our team just to score touchdowns. I mean, Kyle Monangai, you know, he got his. And, you know, I mean, it's just we got to do something to score touchdowns. Now, one thing that I continue to see is Ben Johnson using offensive linemen once we get down close to the goal line, the jumbo package. So yeah, we trying to run the ball in, but it doesn't always work. And you would think after 10 games, we would have that under control by now. So not sure what's going on there. I know Cairo Santos, doing his thing, but at some point, Bears fans, we're going to have a complete team win. And when we get there, it's going to be a great thing. I know it. But in that first half, that defense of ours played good. I mean, when we get turnovers, more often than not, we are going to win the game. And shout out to Kevin Byard as well as Nashawn Wright, who continues to get picked on. But, hey, at least we're getting some turnovers, right? Now, in that first half, the defense held Minnesota pretty much the entire half. I mean, you can't hold an NFL team down forever, right? And J.J. McCarthy, he is who we thought he was. He is a quarterback who's young, let me say that. And if they stick with them, because in today's NFL, you never know if they're going to stick with somebody, long term, because in NFL, wins need to happen right now. And with our defense playing good, we kind of stymied them a little bit. And the good thing is we held Justin Jefferson from just going off on us. And to that, I say thank you to our defense. Now, one thing that we're going to continually have to work on, and that is execution and finishing plays on defense. The defense, they are literally steps away from getting sacks every play. And I don't know what we need to do to get the finished product, I guess, but it's coming. I can feel it. I don't have a problem with it, too much right now, even though in this game, Montez Sweat, he got no sacks. So he's still sitting there with 5.5, leading the team again. But I'm telling you, we got to get to the quarterback. Now, Austin Booker, the second game back looked much better than he did last week. He even tagged J.J. McCarthy once. I mean, he just stiff-armed the left tackle, just pushed him out the way, and then hit J.J. McCarthy pretty good, but not a sack. Didn't have a sack in the game, so I guess in time we'll see if his sacks start coming. But, we got to finish. I guess that's the word I need to use, finish. In this game, I will say, Tremaine Edmonds continues to play at a high level. With Noah Sewell starting in place of TJ Edwards, we have a solid squad, and I'm happy that our backups are getting, playing time. As they get more acclimated to the Dennis Allen defense, this playing time is only going to pay dividends for us later on down the line. And I'm very appreciative of that. But I would love for us to get healthy. And speaking of health, Ben Johnson says that Jalen Johnson, his 21-day window has opened up. So we can expect him back maybe in a couple weeks, which will definitely push Nashawn Wright back to a reserve role, and we'll have our number one cornerback going into the toughest part of our schedule. Now, one thing I'm going to say, Bears fans, I've talked about the tight ends in this offense. Ben Johnson has said he wants to use that 12 personnel more and more. And we're seeing it. I do believe we ran double tight ends on 70% of our plays. I mean, what more can you ask for? You got two guys to block, two guys to go out, catch passes. Hey, and then you can alternate who goes out, who stays in. It's a beautiful thing when it works. Now, as I said, that first half, our receivers, they didn't want the football or something. So hopefully, that'll come along. But that second half, listen, we played much better. The run game was producing. Swift, great running throughout that second half. Monangai doing his part. But Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet, those two pretty much carried all of our receiving. Even though, Cole Kmet led with 5 receptions, I believe he only had 45 yards receiving. So that's got to get better. And with Caleb finishing the game 16 of 32 for 193 yards, we definitely got to get better at that point. No touchdowns. Just have to get better at that point. Especially with the Steelers coming in town. TJ Watt is going to be like pretty much playing against Max Crosby again, because he's going to be hungry to get after the QB in the middle of the Steelers defense. Hey, that's a stout group right there. So our offensive line, which plays, in my opinion, very good in this Vikings game. I look for them to play even better because they're going to have to against the Steelers defense. Now, that second half, as I said, offense looked a lot better, even though the passing wasn't there. But we ran the ball well, and our defense, well, they did their usual, it seems now. They gave up touchdowns. They were getting out of the defensive scheme, wide open receivers, couldn't stop the run. I mean, it looked bad, but when you needed them, they stepped up and slowed down JJ 9 McCarthy. I don't know what this alter ego is of his. He goes by 9, but he needs to retire that immediately because he sailed a whole bunch of passes in this game. Now, not saying Caleb played better. They both were 16 for 32, but McCarthy, he only had 150 yards passing, so it is what it is. Now, going forward, as I said, hopefully with Jalen Johnson, our number 1 corner, coming back, the secondary is going to look much better. Also, Kyler Gordon, he is a couple of weeks from coming back, so our number 1 nickel cornerback is coming back to the squad. So that is going to help out tremendously. So, and then TJ Edwards. Once we get him back in there, we don't have to worry about Noah Sewell's pass protection because it's not where it needs to be, but he's solid in the run, always around the ball in the run. But when it comes into getting him in pass protection, that guy right there, he still needs some experience there. So, and I want to give a shout out right now to Grady Jarrett. Probably his most disruptive game he's had so far. And I think now that knee injury that he had a couple weeks ago, now that seems to be healing up a little bit more, he's dialing up the pressure on opposing teams' quarterbacks. So hopefully as we heal up on defense, we'll get better, we'll get to the quarterback, get even more turnovers, interceptions. It will be a great thing. We just need the offense to get it together. And I think they will, but they need to get it together I mean, starting this weekend, right? Now for the third phase, special teams. Another up and down weekend for them. But when you needed him, Devin Duvernay returning it 50 yards to the 40-yard line of Minnesota, giving our offense a chance to run down the clock, get it in position so Cairo can come in, even though he missed a field goal. He came through for us to get the win, and now we are number 3 in the conference. Can you believe that? 7 years since we've been atop of the division. It's a great time to be a Bears fan, and it's a great time to say we will get better soon, hopefully. But hey, I'll take it for right now. But for Bears fans, I will see you in the next one. And as always, peace.